Okay, so the other video is 1 through 4, so now we're going to talk about 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, all right, we have a couple things going on. Number one, we have an amplitude of 1/2, which means we're starting at 1/2 and negative 1/2. Now there's no number being added or subtracted, so there's no vertical shift, so we can stick with that. All right, to get our period, we take 2 pi divided by the coefficient of our variable, which in this case is 2. 2 pi over 2 makes our period pi. To get our left endpoint, we set 2 theta minus pi over 4 equals 0. 2 theta equals pi over 4. By adding pi over 4, divided by 2, you get pi over 8. So that's our left endpoint, is pi over 8. Our right endpoint, we add the period, which is pi, to our left endpoint, which is pi over 8. All right, whenever we add pi to anything, we're just adding numerator and denominator. That's going to put us out at 9 pi over 8. All right, 1 plus 9 is 10, half of 10 is 5, so 5 pi over 8. 5 plus 9 is 14, half of 14 is 7, 7 pi over 8. 1 plus 5 is 6, half of 6 is 3, so 3 pi over 8. It's a sine, so I'm going to start at 0, middle is 0, end at 0. First quarter point is my max at 1/2. Third quarter point is my min, which is 1/2. We got that going on. All right. If I need the other one, I would just, I'm going to give an abbreviated version so I don't go to my next graph, 17 pi over 8. One looks something like that. All right. Y equals cosine 2 theta plus 7 pi over 6. 2 theta plus 7 pi over 6 equals 0. 2 theta equals negative 7 pi over 6. Theta equals negative 7 pi over 12. So that's my left endpoint. Just like in the last one, my coefficient is 2. So just like in the last one, my period is 2. Theta, 2 pi over 2, which is just pi. Alright. So again, I'm going to be at negative 7 pi over 12. And I'm going to add 12 to that, so I'm going to be at 5 pi over 12. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Half of negative 2 is negative 1, so that's negative pi over 12. 5 plus negative 1 is 4. Half of 4 is 2, so this would either be 2 pi over 12 or pi over 6. Negative 7 plus negative 1 is negative 8. Half of negative 8 is negative 4. Negative 4 pi over 12 ends up being negative pi over 3. All right, cosine starts at the max. All right, ends at the max. Halfway through, we're at the min. Quarter points are 0. We got that. The next cycle is 17 pi over 12. All right. There's no number in front, so we go back to having an amplitude of 1. I'm going to label my vertical axis with 1 and negative 1. All right. 7 and 8 begin the world of vertical shifts. All right. So my amplitude is 1/2, and then I got a negative 2. If you want, that means you can label this with your negative 2. You can utilize your amplitude, which is 1/2. So this is negative 1.5. This is negative 2.5. Up to you. How you want to do that. All right. Sine theta. 0, 0. Halfway 0. Max. Min. And I can line them up if I label the vertical axes first. All right. There's nothing in front of the theta, so my period goes back to being 2 pi, which means my quarter points are the traditional pi over 2s. My halfway point is pi. So I got that. If I double 2 pi, I have my second endpoint of my second cycle, which is 4 pi. It looks like that. My domain, as always, all real numbers. My range, if I look at it, my minimum is negative 2.5. You can write it as negative 2.5 if you like. Or negative 5/2 to less than or equal to y, less than or equal to negative 1.5. Then number 8, y equals 2 cosine theta minus 1. All right, my amplitude is 2. I have a vertical shift of negative 1. There's no horizontal shift because there's no parentheses. All right, so I'm starting at 0. There's no coefficient of theta, so I'm ending at 2 pi. And my second cycle ends at 4 pi. My halfway point is pi. My quarter point is pi over 2. My third quarter point is 3 pi over 2. Cosine is max, max, min, and zeros in between, so make sure I hit them all. Repeat that as best I can with a sketch. Give my second cycle. There's my horizontal axis. Okay. I have an amplitude of 2, but a vertical shift of down 1. So this would normally be 2 and negative 2, but the down 1 translates that to 1 and negative 3. So when I label my vertical axis, there's my 1, there's my negative 3. All right, I hope it helped. All right, I'll post more later.